Good day, students. How are you today? Well, I'm Lorraine Thompson Stewart, and today I'll be your painting teacher. The focus question that we're looking at, how can colors be used creatively to enhance composition? Do you know what I'm going to teach you just by that? Using colors? Well, it's all about painting. So if you look at these paintings, how they use color throughout. But before you can begin painting, you have to learn about colors and what you have to know to become a painter or an artist. Can you tell me what these are, what we call them? I'm sure you see them every day. Right, correct. They're called the color wheel. So you have 6-segment color wheel, you have 12 segment, you have 24 going right up. And you have to know, it teaches you how to mix colors. All that you have to know about colors, the color wheel tells you. The 3 primary colors are yellow, red, and blue. You must have them in your color palette. As I said before, you need those 3 primaries to paint any amount of colors in the world. They are important because you cannot make the primary colors. It's the scientists, and the scientist that we're looking at that made these colors, Isaac Newton, and his colors are colors of light. And we're looking at Isaac Newton's impression of the color wheel. So we're going to learn a little bit about colors, because before you paint, you have to know about colors, right? And from the 3 primaries, what are they again? Yellow, red, and blue. You can get a mixture of 2, gives you what we call a secondary color. And that is what the color wheel is telling you. Because yellow is placed in a strategic point between the blue. If you look on this, yellow plus blue, you get green. And that's what the color wheel is showing you, that any color between yellow and blue, those are the colors that you get, depend on the amount that you put into your palette, right? And between yellow and red, these are the colors that you get. Again, it's based on the amount of pigment and the type of color that you want. And between red and blue, these are the colors that you can get from it, right? And we call it the color wheel because it teaches us everything you want to know about colors. So, as I said, that between the primaries, you have any 2 colors, any 2 primary, that mix a color is called a secondary color. So here on the color wheel, you have yellow and red. And in the middle here, you get the color that it gives. So the secondary color from yellow and red is orange. Again, and then you look at from yellow to blue, the secondary colors, you take 2 primaries to get a secondary. So between the yellow, and you notice the position, the exact middle on the color wheel there. So yellow and blue gives you the secondary green, right? And blue and red gives you the secondary violet. Some people call it purple, right? Yeah, violet. So that's some of the things you have to learn that are color wheel. And colors are grouped. They are grouped. And that's another thing that this color wheel teaches you, right? Colors of light. If you notice, there's a line going through here, right? Which we call the advanced colors, the colors that jump out on you, the warm colors, right? So the sun, you see the orange and so on. So this half of the color wheel, you'll find the warm colors. And down at the bottom, cool colors like blue, we associate things with it. You have the cool colors. So colors are grouped. Remember, we are on our 3rd group of colors. We did the primaries first. They are single colors, and they were made by the scientists. You have to have them to paint. You cannot make them. And then you have the secondary colors that you have to mix any two primaries and you end up with a secondary. And then you have warm colors. So on the color wheel, those are the colors of light associated with heat and warmth and daylight. So these are the warm colors. They jump out at you from any, you look at that yellow there in the painting, it jumps out at you, warm. So warm colors advance. So if you're trying to paint, you must know what you want to paint, and you have to learn a little bit about the colors and what they do. Okay? And then you have the cool set of colors here, the blues and the violet, because we associate blue with the sea, calming, hospital signs and so on. And then the violet, sometimes funerals and so on. So those are the cool colors. So you learned 3 things about color today, and you can mix them. Another thing that you will learn, if you want to know what color complement, which color can I use with another color to make it look good, because we call them the complementary colors. So on the color wheel, every color that's opposite each other is its complement. They go best together. Right? So the complementary colors that you would use with yellow is purple or violet, right? So that's another thing that the color wheel teaches you. Once you have the color wheel, you know everything about color. And then across, it's its opposite side. Anything across from it is the color you're going to use. It's called complementary colors. They complement each other. So when you're going to dress or when you're going to paint and you want a colorful complementary composition, you just look at the color across on the color wheel and you have an harmonious set of colors, right? So that's, and if you look, because look at green, opposite from green, you find red. It's the best thing. And if you look at those paintings, because even pink is a tint of red. So green and red works well together, or they're tints or shades. You see them? They're often used in a painting to get it complementary. So those things you have to learn before you paint. And then if you want, colors have 3 properties. 3 properties. Hue, value, and chroma. And so that's what we're going to talk about on this color wheel. It's teaching you about how to mix your colors. You know, getting the hue is another name for color. It's a scientific name for color. It's called the hue. And the value, you can break down the value. The lightness or darkness of a color is the value. And then you have chroma, which is the brilliance. So brilliant. So we often use white or black to break down the chroma or to change the value. If you look at this, you will see the blue with a little white added gets lighter and lighter and lighter. And that is what this is telling. You have tints and shade of a color. So like red, if you add white to red, what do you think you get? Pink. Correct, correct. Just like this. This is red with some white added to it, so you can change the red into a pink hibiscus, right? And that's called a tint. When you add white to the color to change its value, you get what is called a tint. Can you tell me the tint of yellow, that yellow with a little white? What does that look like? It's cream, right? And then what is beige really? Which color is beige coming from as a tint? Which color you add white to get beige? Brown. So don't mix up, don't ever again mix up cream and beige. They are 2 different things. So from brown with a little white, that's a tint of brown, is called beige. And yellow with that little bit of white, you get cream. So you're learning about it. And you have to know that in order to paint, you have to learn about how to change the value of the color and how to mix your colors to get what you want, right? And then you have the tools. right? You have tools. And you have brushes, paint brushes, numbered from 0 right up to 20. Okay? And they are round, they come as flat when you want to paint a straight line flat along the corner. And then you have the circular brushes that will give you the fluff of a leaf. So in the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to use them and to do your painting correctly. How to use all these tools up here and achieve paintings like these. So for the next lesson, you will need a coat. You have to protect your nice, pretty dress. Because you're at home, you need to protect it, so you get a t-shirt or an overcoat, because an artist must protect the clothes from the painting. You need paint brushes. One will do at first to start, but you can get different sizes. Sometimes you have that at home, so you need different sizes. And remember, mommy and daddy don't have to run out and buy all the colors in the world. You just need the primary colors. What are they again? The yellow, the red, and the blue. So be prepared for next lesson with your only 3 colors, a paintbrush, and your overcoat.